We want to talk about visual cues, depth perception, and field of vision. I believe it's very important to talk about that area before we start talking about any hitting mechanics, because when you talk about and getting into the hitting mechanics, you need to know what happens with your strongest tool of your body first, and that's your eyes. And when we start talking about our eyes, what we want to do is think about what's happening out there. We want to see with our eyes and things that are going to help us become a better hitter. And it starts off with our visual cues. And visual cues right now, when we're talking about that, we look at the pitcher, and whatever he does physically helps us to determine what's going to happen physically in our swing. So the physical movements of the pitcher are going to be cues and visual cues for our body to start everything in motion and continue through the whole motion of the swing. Okay, so keep that in mind as we go through the whole talk and talking about our hitting mechanics and all the way through the talk today. And the next step we want to think about is our field of vision. When we're talking about a field of vision, when I look out at the pitcher, right now as I sit up in my batter's stance right here looking at the pitcher, and I look out there to him, whether it's a softball pitcher or a baseball pitcher, when we're looking out to them, right now they're in my strongest area of my field of vision. Now I can see third base and I can see first base, and that's in my peripheral vision. But the strongest area of my field of vision is towards the middle of the infield where the pitcher's coming from. And as a hitter, we have to struggle to try to keep the ball in our strongest area of our field of vision. So when we're swinging the bat, and all the habits we develop in our hitting mechanics has to be geared towards trying to keep the ball in our strongest area of our field of vision, all the way through contact area. And that's a big important thing to remember when you're working on developing good habits as a hitter. Whether you're being a baseball player or a softball player, developing all the way through your career, it's very important, okay? And then when we talk about the field of vision, as our habits are developed physically in our swing, we also have things developing in our depth perception. When we talk about depth perception, that's your ability for your eyes to decipher when you want to start your swing based on where the ball is, okay? And physical habits that you develop as a hitter are going to determine how well you can decide where the ball is and when to start your swing. So when we talk about visual cues, depth perception, okay, and field of vision, them are all three very important things when we talk about our visual system. And as we go through the whole thing and talking about all the steps and all the sequences of the swing, then we're going to be very important aspects of the whole swing.